Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome with our new lesson for Mega Goal 4. Today, inshallah, we are going to take a new lesson on your workbook, page number 9 and page number 10. But before starting the new lesson, I want to check the homework I gave you in the last lessons. As you see here, my dear students, on your workbook, page number 6, exercise K, I want you to read the texts and answer the questions as I told you before. I told you to read these three texts about Minaret of Jam, Afghanistan, Salwa Palace, K, and Burj Khalifa, UAE. Uh, and I told you after reading these texts to answer the questions related to them. Okay. So I have, or I think you have read this text carefully before. Now I will show you the answers for the questions related to these texts. And I want you to check your answers. If you answered any question in a wrong way, I want you to replace it with the right one or right ones. Okay. Now let's see the answers. Okay. As you see, they are the answers for the questions from number 1 to number 4. And he left number 5 for you to answer with your own answer. Everyone can answer this question, number 5, for or with his own answer. He asks and says, which building would you be interested in visiting and why? After reading these three texts about the minaret of Jam, as I told you, and Salwa Palace, Burj Khalifa, he wants you to say or choose the building would you be interested in visiting and tell us the reason. Okay. So I will leave this question for you to answer. Each student can answer it with his own answer. Okay. Now let's go to page number 7. As you see here on page number 7, exercise L, write as many words as you can to describe each part of the building objects in the picture. Then write sentences to describe the building, at least three adjectives in the correct order. Okay. Uh, so I want you to look carefully at the picture and fill in this table like this. And after filling the table or write these objects or these adjectives to describe this place, I want you to use these words or adjectives to write three sentences related to this picture. Okay. You can look carefully at this models or model answers, model sentences, and you can write them on your workbook, or you can write sentences like this. Okay. At the end, on page number 8, about writing, I want you to write about famous house in your country. And before you write, you can make notes in the chart. You can answer all these questions and write the answers here on the left, on the right column. And you can use these answers to write about a famous house in your country. Okay, here you can answer these questions at first, and you can use these answers to write the paragraph here on this part. As you see here, he says, now use your notes to help you write your essay. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's start the lesson for today on page number 9. كده هنبدأ درسنا يا شباب اليوم. يعني أتمنى بقى الناس تبدأ كده تركز معايا وتبدأ المشاركة إن شاء الله. As you see here on page number 9, my dear students, exercise N, look at the map and read the conversation, then answer the questions. As you see, this is a map and this is a conversation between Tom, John, and Luis. So at first, I want 3 students. One will read each sentence is related to Tom, and another will read any sentence related to John, and the third one will read any sentence related to Luis. Okay, so I want 3 students to start reading this conversation. عاوزين 3 كده يا شباب. طالب هيقرأ أي جملة تتعلق بتوم، والآخر جون، والثالث هيقرأ الجمل اللي بتتعلق بلويس. Who can participate? مين اللي هيبدأ المشاركة يا شباب؟ طيب نشوف كده الشباب اللي موجودين معانا. باسل ماجد. باسل. طيب بندر عبد الله. بندر. طيب بدر طارق. بدر طارق إبراهيم.
ايوه سهل.
أهلا بك يا بدر. بدر, I want you to read any sentence related to Tom. Okay?
Okay.
طيب I want another 2 students. عزام الجمل محمد. عزام محمد. عمار ياسر. عمر عبد الرحمن. ياسر علي. طيب عبد الرحمن حبيب.
ايه يا استاذ.
ايه يا عبد الرحمن. عبد الرحمن, I want you to read each sentence related to John. Okay?
استاذ في صوت حد مش سامع حضرتك.
يا بدر حاول تهدي الصوت من عندك يا بدر، يعني لان في عندك شويه وش كده وقلق.
تمام يا أستاذ.
طيب عبد الرحمن سامعني كده يا عبد الرحمن؟ عبد الرحمن وليد.
Yes, أنا حاضر.
تمام. كده يا عبد الرحمن. كده يا عبد الرحمن. عبد الرحمن, I want you to read each sentence related to John, okay?
John. Okay.
اوكي جون. يبقى هيبقى معانا توم لبدر، وانت هتكون جون. طيب ناخد طالب ثالث، ناخد كده اصيل هاني. اصيل. طيب انس محمد.
Yes, yes.
Anas, I want you to read each sentence related to Luis, okay?
Okay.
اوكي. طيب كده هنبدأ ببدر، لأن بدر هو اللي هيقرأ لتوم. اتفضل يا بدر.
Excuse me, how do I get to the park?
Number pass a bus. Bus stop over there.
عبد الرحمن الصوت هادي من عندك انت جدا جدا.
Yes, yes.
الصوت من عندك انت هادي، حاول تظبط الصوت من عندك وتقرب المايك شويه.
تمام. Take the number 20 bus. There is a bus stop over there. Get off at the bookstore. The bus.
Is it far from here?
No, it's about 15 minutes away.
No. Take the F line on the subway and get off the main avenue station. Walk down Broadway and take the left after the bank. The park in right across the street. Trust me, I live in the neighborhood.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
اوكي. ثانك يو ماي دير ستودنتس. انس، بدر، عبد الرحمن، ثانكس ا لوت. برافو عليكم يا شباب. طيب ثانكس فور يور participation. Now, after reading this conversation between Tom, John, and Luis, I want you to look carefully at this map and the conversation again and answer the questions related to it. Okay? Okay. Now, my dear students, as you see, there are 4 questions related to the conversation. I want you to give me the answers for them. Question number 1, where is Tom going? I want a student to give me the answer for this question. Question number 1. Okay. أصيل، اتفضل يا أصيل.
Said to the park.
Excellent. I will show you the text again. This is the text, the conversation. فعلا الإجابة هنا إن هو كان ذاهب إلى البارك. Excellent. ممتاز. برافو عليك. Okay. Thanks أصيل. So the answer for number 1 is Tom is going to the park. Okay. Now let's go to question number 2. What's the bus number to the park? Question number 2. What is the bus number, or what's the bus number to the park? Ziad Ali. Ziad.
Sir.
Ziad, I want you to tell us what is the bus number to the park.
شو المطلوب؟ ماني فاهم.
what؟
أقول ماني فاهم.
هو هنا بيسألك يا زياد، أنت معانا من أول الحصة؟
لا أستاذ توني داخل.
طيب تمام. طب ركز معانا كده يا زياد، هنشوف زملائك وركز معانا كده. طيب thanks for you زياد. نشوف كده. طبعا هنا يا شباب هو بيسأل بيقول لي what's the bus number to the park. Bus number. He wants to know the number of the bus to the park. Okay. اتفضل يا عبد الرحمن.
ايه يا استاذ؟
What is the bus number?
The bus number is 20.
Excellent. If you look here, when John said take the number 20 bus, يبقى فعلا رقم الباص اللي هو 20. Excellent. برافو عليك يا عبد الرحمن. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now I want another student to give us the answer to number 3. How far away is the park? How far away is the park? I will show you the conversation again, and I want you to look carefully at the conversation and give me the answer for question number 3. طيب احنا كده معانا اللي رافع يده وما زال مستعد للمشاركة عبد الرحمن وأصيل. طيب فين بقية الشباب اللي موجودين؟ طيب نشوف كده. أحمد زكي، اتفضل يا أحمد. أحمد زكي.
ايوه يا استاذ.
Ahmed, I want you to read the question number 3 and give us the answer for it.
نمبر 3 صوتك واطي أوي يا استاذ.
طب شوف من عندك كده، لان انا يعتبر كده الصوت عندي
انا
تمام.
معلي الصوت عندي على الاخر.
طيب I asked you and said how far away is the park? I want you to answer this question number 3.
How far away is the park?
Okay.
The park is 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away.
Excellent. If we look here, we find the answer. We can find the answer. John, when John said no, it's about 15 minutes away. Excellent. So the answer is 15 minutes away. Thanks a lot أحمد. برافو عليك يا أحمد. Thanks a lot. يبقى الجواب للسؤال الثالث the park is 15 minutes away. And now I want another student to answer question number 4. Question number 4. خالد عبد الهادي. خالد. عبد العزيز عايض. طيب سالم حمود. فيصل فادي. فيصل. محمد ياسر الكردي. مهند حمد. لا يا شباب، انا محتاج الناس اللي موجوده معايا في الحصه كلها تشارك وتكون كلها منتبهه معايا. مش محتاجين ان يكون معانا 2 3 4 ممتازين ومشاركين ومستمرين معانا في المشاركه والباقي موجود وكانه مش موجود. ما ينفعش. يلا يا حبايبي. طيب اتفضل يا اصيل.
أستاذ F أستاذ the road F.
I want you to read the question first.
What's the subway lane to the park.
Excellent.
F said.
Excellent, excellent. The answer is the subway line to the park is F. فعلا الإجابة صحيحة. برافو عليك. Excellent. Thanks a lot, Asil. Thanks a lot. Now, my dear students, I want you to look carefully at the map again and say the direction or directions from the mall to the park. As you see here on exercise O, Tom took the bus and missed his stop. He is now at the mall. Write new directions and help Tom find the park. Okay? So, my dear students, I want you to look carefully at this map again and say how can Tom get to the park from the mall. هننظر كده كويس للخريطة اهي قدامنا ونصف الاتجاهات او ازاي ان توم يصل الى الحديقة من المول. يعني هو موجود في المول وعاوز يريد ان يذهب الى الحديقة. I want you to say the directions as I told you before, and I told you on the student book how to give directions, how to ask about the directions, and how to give directions using some questions or some phrases. So I want you to use these phrases to describe the directions to the park. Okay? تفضل يا عبد الرحمن.
أستاذ.
عبد الرحمن, I want you to describe the directions to the park.
Okay. You can turn left and walk to the end of the road. Turn right and walk down Franklin Street. Keep going until you see the restaurant. When you get to the restaurant, take a right and walk down Park Avenue. The park entrance is on Park Avenue.
Excellent, excellent. ممتاز. برافو عليك يا عبد الرحمن. Thanks a lot. برافو. تمام. يبقى احنا كده وصفنا بالتحديد او زميلكم وصف بالتحديد ازاي ان احنا نصل الى الحديقه واحنا خارجين من المول او من احنا مكان الشخص هنا في المول, ووصف ازاي ان هو يصل الى الحديقه مستخدم هذه الاتجاهات. اوكي. Now I will show you the directions again your friend said, and I want you to write them on your workbook and study them carefully to know how to describe any place for another person or to another person. As you see here, the answer or the directions: turn left and walk to the end of the road, turn right and walk down Franklin Street, keep going until you see the restaurant. When you get to the restaurant, take a right and walk down Park Avenue. The park entrance is on Park Avenue. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to page number 10. As you see here, my dear students, on page number 10, exercise P, he says, look at the picture and read the conversations, mark O for offers and R for requests. I told you before that if we want to offer anything, we use can and will for offers. But when we want to request anything from another person or persons, we can use will at the beginning of the sentence, then the subject and the infinitive. Okay? Okay. Now, my dear students, let's see this example. He gave us an answered example to know how to know the offers and the requests. As you see, number one, he says, "Let me carry that for you." When I said, when I say the sentence starting with "let," as you see here on this example, this is an offer. So we have to write here the letter O. Okay. Okay. Now I want a student to read number two and say if it is offer or request. طيب نشوف الشات كده. طبعا بالنسبه للناس اللي هي بتسال عن الصفحه اللي احنا وصلنا لها، يعني زملائكم ردت عليكم. احنا دلوقتي وصلنا صفحه 10 كتاب النشاط. صفحه 10 كتاب النشاط. تمام يا شباب. وفي ناس طبعا بتجاوب وبتشارك في الشات. اوكي تمام. طيب now I want a student to read number two and say if it O or R, offer or request. نشوف كده الناس اللي موجودة معانا. أسامة عبد العزيز. إياد مجدي. إياد. طيب بندر عبد الله. طيب سالم حمود الحربي.
موجود يا أستاذ.
أهلا بك يا سالم.
هلا والله.
Salim, I want you to read number two and say if it is offer or request. يعني هتقرأ الجملة الثانية وتقول لنا إذا كانت عرض أو طلب.
هذا الشاشة سوداء عندي.
يعني إزاي ممكن يكون في مشكلة من عندك أنت بقى. طب أنت معاك الكتاب يا سالم؟
لا ما استلمت لما الحين.
طيب يعني I hope you solve your problems to participate as سالم. يعني أتمنى إن أنت بقى تحل مشاكلك عشان تقدر تشارك لما تفتح معانا المايك زي كده وتدخل في المشاركة تقدر تشارك. أوكي؟
أبشر يا أستاذ.
تمام. طيب now let's give the mic to another student. أحمد محمد رشيدي. أحمد. أحمد. طيب
هلا.
يا أحمد, I want you to read number two and say if it offer or request.
طيب. will you tell Sarah to bring some snacks from the kitchen.
Okay. R اللي هو request. ممتاز. excellent. برافو عليك يا أحمد. Thanks a lot. That's right. The answer is R because we start here with will and the subject pronoun, then the infinitive, and if we if we ask with will, as I told you before, we say this is a request. Okay. Number 3. اتفضل يا عبد الرحمن. عبد الرحمن وليد، عندي من الناس كده تبدأ تشارك. ها
Sir,
يلا يا عبد الرحمن. نمبر 3.
tell her and I will get some napkins too. هتكون offer.
Oh, excellent. Ma'am. Because here we start with the subject pronoun. I want you to pay attention. If we start with will, this is a request. If we start with the subject pronoun or the noun, then will, this is an offer. Okay. Bravo عليك عبد الرحمن. Thanks a lot. Now I want another student to read number 4 and say the answer. I want another student to read number 4 and say the answer for it. زياد علي. زياد علي.
يا أستاذ
تفضل يا
أستاذ قاعد أسوق والله أستاذ. يعطيك العافية.
طيب زياد, you can you answer number 4?
قاعد أسوق أقول أستاذ.
طيب okay. Okay زياد. Okay, I want you to pay attention زياد to participate us and say any answer for the lesson or on the lesson for today. Okay. Now let's give the mic to Ibrahim Asaf. طيب أنس, تفضل يا أنس.
Yes, Ustaz.
Anas, I want you to read number 4 and say the answer.
Can I borrow your cell phone? I need to make a quick call. يا Ustaz.
Excellent. Can you tell us why it's this sentence is a request?
Because it's question and begin with can I.
Excellent. ممتاز. برافو عليك. Because I told you before, if we start with will and the subject, will you, or I start with can I, as you see here in the sentence number 4 or question number 4, this is a request. ممتاز. برافو عليك. برافو يا أنس. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to the last exercise. هنروح كده على آخر تدريب موجود معانا. As you see, this is exercise Q. And on exercise Q, he wants you to read each story, write the conversation. يعني احنا هنقرأ كده طبعا القصة اللي مكتوبة أو اللي موجودة عندنا، ونكتب هنا في المكان الفارغ أو الفاضي الايه الكونفرزيشن، المحادثة أو الجمل اللي احنا محتاجين أو اللي احنا المفترض إن احنا نكتبها. طيب اتفضل يا عبد الرحمن.
أستاذ.
اتفضل. Start reading and tell us the conversation or the answers about you or sister.
Your younger sister wants a box of cookies from a high shelf in the kitchen. She can't get the box. You offer to get the cookies for her. Your sister accepts your offer. You let me get that for you, sister. Thanks.
Excellent. برافو عليك يا عبد الرحمن. Thanks a lot. برافو. يبقى you say let me get that for you. This is an offer or request, عبد الرحمن.
Offer.
When I say let me get that for you, this is an offer or request?
Offer, yourself.
Excellent. Bravo, Abdurrahman. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now I want another student to read the story number 2 and say the conversation. Huh? Let's give the mic to بدر. اتفضل يا بدر.
أيوة يا أستاذ.
Number two, Badr. I want you to read this story and say the conversation between Majid and Ahmed.
Majid and Ahmed are eating dinner in a restaurant. The waiter brings the check. Majid quickly picks up the check. He wants to pay. Ahmed accepts his offer.
Okay. What about Majid? Hmm.
ممكن نقول أستاذ
Hmm.
I will pay the check.
Excellent. ممتاز. I'll pay the check. تمام. أحمد المفترض إن هو يرد يقول إيه؟
Thanks a lot أو thank you.
برافو عليك. برافو برافو برافو. Thanks for you, بدر. شكرا ليك يا بدر. هتبقى thanks a lot or thank you very much. Okay. Now let's give the mic to Ahmed Zaki. Ahmed, I want you to read number 3 and say the conversation between the neighbor and father. Okay? But quickly because we the at the end of the lesson for today. يلا يا أحمد بسرعة.
أيوة أستاذ.
اتفضل.
Number 3.
Number 3.
A family are moving into apartment next door. The father of the family is carrying a heavy box. A friendly neighbor offers to help the father, and the father refuses but thanks him for his offer. Neighbor, can I help you?
Can I?
Father, no, that's all right. Thank you, by the way.
اوكي 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 ثانكس فور يو احمد. برافو عليك يا احمد. يبقى فعلا النيبر بيقول can I help you with that and father say or says no that's all right thank you. طيب احمد I wanted to ask you this question for the neighbor is an offer or a request.
أنا مش سامع صوتك واطي يا أستاذ.
طيب بقول لك السؤال اللي هو the question for the neighbor is a request or an offer.
Offer.
No it's a request. كان
لا it's a request. It's a request.
احنا اتفقنا وقلنا بدأنا بكان يبقى ده request. Okay thank you Ahmed thanks a lot. Now my dear students I want to thank you for your attendance and for your participation. Thanks a lot because we come to the end for the lesson for today. Thanks and goodbye.